Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing, Moto? What's going on, bro? I know it's been a while. Oh, let me just. Boom. All right, there you go. You've definitely been made mod. What's going on, man? Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing today, but it's like really nasty outside. It's cold, wet, humid. It looks like it's gonna rain some more. So, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, this ain't gonna be a crazy exciting live stream, but it might sound deeper because I have a earbud in, and maybe it's like the microphone from the earbud. Maybe it sounds deeper. I'm not sure. I was gonna go to Houston and get more footage, but I didn't do that just because like I did not want to take that drive. I ended up just taking like the week off. Got a camping trip today. That's what's up, man. That's fun. I'm trying to do something like that. There's not too many places to go camping around here though, so I got to drive out into the country. Man, oh man, let me try and get a better look at the bike. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Understandable. Shit, I was just out in the middle of nowhere in Texas last night watching a football game in like a town of 500 people. Thank you, man. I know I've been lacking on the content lately. Like I have some stuff to edit, but like editing is really hard to do, and yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't realize that I ride my G52 a lot. Like I ride that G52 a lot, and I left the G52 in Houston, so I don't have it right now. I have my G100 Pro, which is fun. I also have that. I don't know. I'm not gonna be riding that Anioki bike. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Um, yeah, that whole thing is just an ordeal. Yeah, you'll drive 8 hours and still be in Texas. Yeah, dude. I swear you could drive 20 hours from edge to edge. It's nuts. Oh yeah, I've been to Odessa several times. It's pretty out there. Yeah, I mean I used to do some long haul moving, so I'd be driving through Odessa, Texas every now and then, moving people from like somewhere in Texas out to like New Mexico or something. But yeah, it's a uh, it's a small town for sure. Although I mean, there's definitely smaller ones. Was it is it Midland, Texas? That's within like an hour of Odessa. Midland's also pretty small. Yeah. Good news and bad news. What is it? Something happened to your bike? Although I'll say, living out in Odessa, you got a lot of land you can ride on. There is that. Although I don't know how much of that land is private property. The goods I ordered. Let's see. Oh, the good is I ordered a Happy Run. Okay. What did you get? What did you get from Happy Run? I'm curious. It's like I still have that G70 Pro that Happy Run sent me, but they're sending me a little thing to fix it. It was like a manufacturer's defect on the bike, so I can't like do a legit review of it. Dude, the G300, yes. Yes, man, the G300. That's awesome. The G300 features basically the same specs as the G100 Pro, but in a slightly different frame. They say 6,500 watts on the G300 Pro and 6,000 watts on the G100 Pro, but I don't really know how they're really spitting that difference out. I swear they're using all of the same, like, I swear they're using like the same brakes, the same rear hub motor, the same controller in the G100 and the G300. Bad news is it's going to take 3 weeks to get here. I guess that's holiday shipping, right? So are you going to be getting it like right before Christmas? Is that it? That's what it sounds like. You might be getting the G300 kind of around Christmas. I need to get a dirt bike styled bike. Like, I still want to maintain the pedals, which is why I like the G300. But I need to get one of those dirt bike looking frames. I'm this close to getting the 80 volt Onyx RCR because I just found out the day before yesterday that the Onyx 80 volt RCR, you can pull up to a fast charging station. Yeah, the Black Friday deals get 10% off. Yes, that is a really good deal. The Happy Run seems like they are just doing year-round deals. The Black Friday is good. I'm sure they're going to have a Christmas deal. They have Veterans Day deals. Like, it's just for everything, man. It's not. It ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. And I mean, honestly, I do still think Happy Run's kind of like the I don't know, the price per. It's good value for the bikes, right? Like, they don't make 70 mile an hour bikes, but they do make decent 50 mile an hour bikes that are well within a lot of people's budgets. Yes, I have seen a Stark Varg. Yeah, like the Stark Vargs, the Saronsters, the E-Ride Pros. Those are all pretty wild. The thing is that they stick with the peg style system. From what I recall seeing on a lot of those bikes, they don't have this right here. Like, they don't have the turn signals on a lot of it. Some of them do, but a lot of them, they don't have like the turn signals. They don't have like a horn. They don't have a front light. Again, some of them do have a front light, but they don't have like the whole package thing, right? To make it's not street legal, but you don't get harassed by the cops, right? Like, almost every single video that I've seen so far about people getting stopped by cops on e-bikes and stuff, it's because They didn't have pedals. They didn't have blinkers for turn signals, and they didn't have lights on the front or the back, right? And those were the biggest. I don't know. Those are the biggest things I've seen. Yeah, they are crazy expensive. Now here's the thing. If we're comparing the Suronsters, what I got in that cup, I have some coffee in this cup right now. Um, this is just honestly some regular instant coffee. I just drink it straight black. There, it's just straight black coffee. Um, but so if we're comparing the Suronsters to the E-Rides to the Talarias, things like that, the Starkvarg, right? All of those really high-powered electric dirt bikes, and then compare that to something like the 80-volt Onyx RCR, right? They're all somewhere between 72 and 90 volts. Almost all of them are somewhere between 72 and 90 volts. So it's like high output power. That's good. They're all going over 50 miles an hour. That's good. They all have a lot of torque. That's good. Some of them are mid drives, however. You know what I mean? What's going on? What's going on? Tornado Garden. Love to see you here. Yeah, man. I don't know. I have been drinking a little bit more lately, but I'm still not. My big drinking days are well behind me. I drink a lot in my, I don't know, probably 5 years ago or more, but I don't know. Now I'm just a social drinker at most. I only have a few beers. Um, let's see. I drink the Beyond Black by the Black Rifle Coffee Company. That's nice. I actually met the owner of the Black Rifle Coffee Company a little while back, and then I actually met the guy who makes the. It's funny how like small this world is. The guy who owns the Black Rifle Coffee Company. There's some dude that makes his custom like firearms, and that guy was bragging about it. I don't know, man. People who know people is just man. Oh yeah, no, for sure, tornado. I didn't think anything of it. But anyway, what was I talking about? The 80 volt Onyx RCR. I found out the other day that you can actually pull up to quick charge stations, like the same thing Teslas and Rivians are getting their quick charges at gas stations with the quick charges for the electric vehicles. I did not realize that the Onyx 80 volt was capable of plugging into those. Like, that is insane to me. Back in my day, I remember the old gaming days. Man, there's some games I'm really still trying to play, but there's just so much happening. A lot of crap to do. The Fortnite event. Oh yes, I know that Fortnite's still pretty big. Although, I mean, I tried it, but I don't know. I think I just didn't like the third person and the building stuff. But I mean, I'm not hating on it at all. I do enjoy a battle royale every now and then, however, but I don't remember the last good battle royale I've played. Actually, the last battle royale that I played was called Population 1, but it was in VR. New cowhide boots? Hell yeah, dude. I got probably 4 pairs of boots, but they're all hand-me-downs, but it's good. I like the boots that are hand-me-downs because it's like, grandpa had these boots and then they suddenly fit you, and like their soles are pretty worn down, so you just got to get them redone or something, but like they got a lot of character in them. So there's some that's like snake skin or alligator skin and, cowhide, something like that. That's pretty cool though. Good pair of boots. It's nice. Oh man.
I've been thinking about trying to replace this top battery with that like flat rectangular one because I feel like it would make this whole thing look like a cyberpunk bike. You know what I mean? Instead of that gas tank up top, it's more of that just rectangular block.
Yes, no, that VR game. So Moto Bra says, yeah, that VR game is like Fortnite, but way worse. You are right. That game 100% reminds me of Fortnite, but I think because it was in VR, I was kind of okay with it. Let's see, what is Tornado going to say? You have your controller configuration set to building, then it is easy. No, and that's fine. Like my younger brother, he got really good at it. Um, I don't know. I just thought it was funny how like you would shoot at somebody and then within like a split second they have a house around them, and that was just wild to me. Like I totally get that it's you got to just get good at the game. It's a skill based thing. That was just hilarious to me. Veil VR. I swear I've actually heard of that. I have a lot of the. I do have a lot of the FPS VR games. I haven't hopped on VR in a little while. I think it's just because like I cluttered up my living room, so I don't have anywhere to play VR, and I don't want to send my hand like right into the corner of the desk. I've done that before. I've absolutely when I was first getting into VR, I wrecked my bookshelf just oh my god, dude, that was so bad. My shit was swollen for a while. Yeah, I think I have a buddy who got into competitive Veil, and he was on an esports team actually. His name is Two Ton Feather, and he got really good at some VR FPS, which I think it might have been Veil. And he's actually in. It's been a couple years since I've talked to him about it, but he got competitive. He got into esports, and there was like a lot of the game creators for a lot of those FPS VR games. They ended up reaching out to him and sponsoring him. Yeah, so that was crazy. I was really happy to see him get into that. Yeah, dude, I'm legit just worried that I'm gonna like send like this area of my hand into the corner of the desk and like break a knuckle or something. And, see, one of my favorite VR games. I don't know if it's still nearly as good, but one of my favorite VR games was Pavlov because it was just like VR Call of Duty. And I remember like running around office buildings and like pulling my knife out and stabbing like 10-year-old kids in the neck. Like that sounds so bad. That sounds so awful. But like it was in VR. You know what I mean? Like you got a bunch of people running around buildings. You can hear them and everything. You see them acting all weird, and you can see their body language and stuff. And it's just like I don't know, dude. It was just really fun being able to like peek around a corner and like pull a smoke grenade off, throw it around, sprint around the corner, stab somebody in the neck, throw a knife down the hallway. That stuff is just insanely fun. Yeah, dude. I remember when you still had to like side load the Pavlov onto the Quest. Now the Quest has a lot more for sure. I probably need to give some of it another try. But I think the thing that sucks is that because I haven't played VR in so long, I'd have to like get used to like get my VR legs again and get over the motion sickness for the first couple of days. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to really decide that you are going to start playing VR again for at least for a little bit. But yeah, Pavlov is really fire. might grab more coffee in just a second. It's getting cold, getting low. All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right quick. Probably still gonna be able to hear me because I got my earbud in. Why don't I put my face mask down when I'm writing? I personally really like to. I don't know how to say it. Like, I can see the screen in front of my face, and it bothers the crap out of me. You know, so until I hit 50 miles an hour, like, I'm not bothered by the wind hitting my eyes or anything. I will not lie, I've really, really been tempted to put on the shaded visor and do some content with that actually down, because there's a lot of biker YouTubers, not even like moto vloggers, but just like biker YouTubers and stuff that just make random content, and they make it like their biker helmet is their online persona. You know what I'm saying? So a mirrored visor, I'll have to see if they have that. I was thinking about looking for a new helmet sometime soon. I mean, I don't mind my helmet, but I'd have to see if they have a mirrored visor. I have the clear one and I have the shaded one, like the one that's just completely black. And I've been thinking about switching over to the black one because, I mean, I have it flipped up anyway, but I could flip it down if I want to. I also, if I'm riding around, like once it hits like 8 p.m. or something and you're riding around, that's when all of the insects and the gnats, like and the flies, kind of come out in swarms. And so if I'm flying down the street and there's like a puddle in the middle of the street or something, oh man, I'll get a face full of flies. So that's a good reason to ride with the visor down. But normally I just don't. How's the Donut Lady? She's doing great. I went over to get some food from Donut Lady yesterday. They are such sweet people. They're always asking how I'm doing and whatnot. Now at this point they know my order. Like as soon as I walk into that building, they just start grabbing what I normally get, which is just those 2 sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches that look like they're right out of a freaking anime. man. I'll look into getting a new helmet, one with like a mirrored visor or something though. Yeah, it's like a bar. Hey, lady, give me the usual. Yeah, basically. Back, yeah, yeah, they're really nice. I think it's her and like I think she has her daughter working with her too. And I mean, the daughter's like 30 something years old. Like she's like my age, and the mom is, she's like 50, 60 or something. But like they just run that shop together. Such a sweet little duo. So happy for them. So hold on, let's see. Go to the small barbecue place. One black guy works there, and he's like, "God damn, it's good." Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, man. Food can be real good. There's a couple barbecue places around here that I know of that are actually pretty good, but they're always like the hole in the wall places, like not the big restaurants. It's always like this one random place that doesn't have any other locations, and like they cook the best freaking food. It's always good. Oh, on the plus side, so my my storage unit where I keep like a lot of the bikes. So like basically, as you guys know, I live on the second floor. So every time I want to ride one of these bikes, I have to actually like carry it down. Well, I don't carry it down, but I have to like ride it down. How do I walk the bike down the stairs, right? Which is easy. But then whenever I get back, if I'm all tired, I still got to carry the bike upstairs. Which the bike's like, I don't know, I think the bike's like 110 pounds or something. I don't know, man. It's good enough. Like I can pick it up easy enough and get it upstairs, but it's just kind of a pain in the butt. My point is, I live right next door to a storage unit, and that's where I have like my little bike shop is in this like 10 by 30 or 10 by 20 storage unit or whatever. They just implemented, and I don't know why they didn't have this happen the entire time, but they just implemented new rules where you can have 24/7 access. Like they used to cut off access at like 8 or 9 p.m. But I don't know why. Like it's all gate code stuff. Like nobody needs to be there. There's security cameras everywhere, so they already have the place on lockdown. But they just implemented some new rules last week where now you can go to your storage unit 24/7. So that means there's a very good chance that like more night rides will be coming. Yeah. There's a good chance more night rides are going to be coming. If I have the ability to just anytime I want, just walk out of my home and go hop on the bike, that's what I really want. But like, well, I say that. What I really want is like a garage. Like, I still live in an apartment, you know what I mean? But like, a garage is what I want so badly because I just want to be able to walk from my kitchen or whatever, my living, whatever, like straight through a door into a garage where I have my bikes, and I just want to be able to like open up a garage door and ride my bike out, and then come back. Yeah, and I think one of the things that I'm going to be doing on the night rides, I'm probably going to end up trying to. This is like a really stupid, silly goal, but I want to ride down every street that I can in Dallas. Like that sounds wild. That's gonna take a long time, but I just find it fun to like Pac-Man the neighborhoods. Like I know I've made several videos before where I specifically say like I'm Pac-Manning the neighborhood, and basically all that means is like I pretend as if every street that I have not been on has those little points or those little fruits, and I go down every single alley and every single street until it's all like I've been everywhere. And I don't know, man. Like, I just find that fun. It's like a completionist thing, you know, like you're turning real life into a video game. I should do a city night ride. It would blow up. Yeah, dude, a city night ride is probably gonna be pretty good. The only thing I'm really worried about nowadays is that, man, I almost think that this is like, what am I trying to say? I'm craving just a little bit more power now than this is giving me. This is still like my most powerful bike. I don't know how else to say it, but I'm craving just a little bit more power. Like I want a little bit more torque, and I want a little bit more top end, like 60 miles an hour instead of 50. But it's doing good so far. I don't know if you noticed, I actually removed this rear battery, and I got a new 72 volt battery that I hooked up to this. So this has a new configuration on it, but essentially this back tail, right? It had that big fourth battery on the back end of it. Well, this weld right here started to break, right? On the frame, on both sides of this seat. There's like a crack in the metal going right here. And so also like it was making most of that creaking noise. So let's see. Yeah, you should do a night ride. It would blow up. The people out there, they can be mad nice, weird, maybe on that Zaza, man. What's going on? Let's see, Lyle. How you doing, Lyle? This is a G100 Pro from Happy Run. 6,000 watt e-bike. It's got pedals and stuff. Rear hub motor. 50 miles an hour. It's like $2,000 right now. Very good value. Very good value on these bikes. I'll still rep that for sure. The value on the Happy Run bikes is pretty nutty. But yeah, no, people out there, they can be mad nice or weird, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a pretty dang good deal, I'd say. You know, a lot of the 50 mile an hour bikes out there are like $4,000 or something. And I mean, yeah, this just, it hits 50 miles an hour pretty easily, you know. I think I'll even be at like, even at like 30% battery, it still hits like 48 miles an hour, you know. So, it's pretty good. Yeah, the Surons are really nice. Yeah, so a lot of that stuff is kind of basically starting around $3,000 and going up. But I mean, there's like I guess it really depends what you're going for, you know. Moto Bra, all right, dude, I gotta go. Pack, like I said, it's good to see you back, dude. I hope to see you stream some more. Thank you so much, Moto Bra. You have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, man. But yeah, the Surons aren't bad. Surons, E-Rides, Talarias, yeah, none of those are bad. I think they all just hit their specific demographic. It's kind of similar too. Like I wouldn't mind riding on a Suron, you know, or any of those bikes. The only thing is that they often get in trouble for not having the full tail light package, you know, like the blinkers, left and right blinkers. Some of them don't have that front light on it, but I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like it's easy enough to add that on to those bikes. Yeah, no, these tires are actually really, really good. I already have almost, like 1,500 miles on those tires, and they still have a ton of tread on them. Yeah. And they do grip on the turns. I mean, it's not often that I'm like, leaning hard on turns, but I mean, they do be gripping. Yeah, here, let's see if you can get it. Look at that. Yeah, those are the tires right now. And they are, basically new. I mean, this is after, like 1,500 miles. I still got a good amount of life in them. But now I will say, the bike is really nice, and it does have enough like torque to wheelie you. Like you can for sure. There was a term for it. Yeah, like this will throw you off of it, right? If you try and do a wheelie and you don't really like handle it correctly. But it's not going to compete with like any of those mid-drive motors, the Surons and stuff, the Talarias. Those you're definitely going to be able to do wheelies on a lot easier. Not that you can't do it on this. You can do it. It's just it's going to be smoother and easier on something with a mid-drive motor. Man. So close to trying to get that 80-volt Onyx RCR, dude. I'm like, it's just so hard to justify spending that much money on something. Like, it really, really, really is hard to justify spending that much money, but it seems to be like cutting edge stuff in the e-bike world. Yeah, the torque is crazy. I think the Suron got the 400 foot-pound torque. Yeah, and I got a bigger back sprocket, so it just wants to throw you off. Yeah, dude, 400 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, that's fucking nuts. I think it's got to be 400 Newton meters. Sorry, I think they use for the e-bikes. For the e-bikes, they use Newton meters for torque instead of foot-pounds like we use for our cars and trucks and stuff. Because like 400 foot-pounds of torque on a bike would be yeah, no, you're good, dude. I'm just thinking about what 400 foot-pounds of torque on a bike would be like. That would be like you would sneeze on that throttle. Like the wind would slightly touch your throttle and your bike would just do backflips on its own. I swear that's what 400 foot-pounds of torque on a 150-pound bike would be like. Oh, man. But yeah, no, 400 Newton meters of torque is really, really good. Like, that's a lot of torque. I would really, really like that. This one has 170 Newton meters of torque in the rear wheel. So it's definitely not the worst, but it's not the best by any means. It is a value. This is definitely like a value budget bike, but you still get a ton of pack for, a ton of punch for the value that you're putting into this. Nice carbon fiber mudguard in the back. I just bought the same, but for the Suron, yes, sir. Yeah, they actually send these stock. It's the faux carbon fiber, but I mean, like, it's not like anybody's. I don't know, man. I don't think anybody's really gonna come dog on the fake carbon fiber. It looks really nice though. I like the carbon fiber look. I wish that I could make this stuff carbon fiber, but it is what it is. I'm probably not going to remove any of this logo. I'll probably keep it like this for a good while. But eventually I'm probably going to mess with the frame. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody's really going to. I don't know why you purchase a real carbon fiber thing for that when it's meant to get messed up, Like, it's going to be taking a lot of the damage 24/7, so it is what it is. I mean, it only costs, shit, those are cheap too, So if it actually does break, like I said, 1,500 miles too with that on there, and it still looks pretty good. So, I mean, I don't think there's any reason to get real carbon fiber stuff on that. And the bike's already really light as it is. I'll say that, dude. Like, if you were to replace the frame with any carbon fiber stuff, I feel like it would affect the handling. You know what I mean? Because, like, you almost need your bike to have some weight to it so that at higher speeds you're not wobbling because your bike is so light. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's 10% the cost for a fake carbon fiber rear mudguard, man. I'll say I wish that they did something similar for this right here, because the front mudguard right here, it just looks it just looks like it's off of one of those, like, you know, $400-$500 bikes. You know what I mean? That looks cool. I like that. This is a little cheap looking to me. This right here. The Tudio front end mudguard, yeah. Man, the Tudio's not bad. That Yasma looks so good. I don't know if you've seen that. I got one viewer who he got a Yasma recently, and I don't know. I'm just a fan of that red and black. I think that I also do really like how those dirt bikes look. Oh, dirt bikes. I do like how they look, but again, my whole thing is I'm trying to stay in that gray area of the law. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really do want to make sure that whatever I'm getting has pedals, turn signals, lights. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care. Like, I will never use the pedals. I don't care. I still want the pedals. You know what I mean? Yeah, and RTR and the red and black. Red and black is such a good combo. I mean, I went ahead and put the red pedals on this bike to try and give it a little bit of like a red and black mix right here. Although I was going to put these pedals on a different bike, so they don't actually fit this bike perfectly, but they're not the worst. I did have some I had some like straight white pedals on this because the white and black accents matched, but yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm just having fun playing with the bikes. I'm in my storage unit like probably once or twice a week, just fiddling with these things, honestly. But, so, like I said earlier, I'm craving a little bit more power out of this bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get I already have a new controller, just so you know. I do already have a new controller that I'm going to try out, but I need a throttle and display to hook up to it as well. And what I'm curious about is what the actual amp rating is in this controller, right? This controller, I think, is, I really don't know. Like, I couldn't find out anywhere. I'm almost under the assumption that the controller that I got is actually less amp rating than is in this one. But basically my point is I'm going to replace the controller in this bike and see if I can get that like 60-65 miles an hour top speed, because currently in the display and the controller it has a very hard lock at 50. There's just no way to get this bike over 50 miles an hour. I don't know of any wire I can cut. I don't know of anything I can disconnect. There's just nothing that I can really do to retune the controller to allow this bike to go over 50 miles an hour. I just don't know how to do it. But with that being said, this rear hub motor It does have a ton of power in it, right? It should be able to put out a little bit more than it's currently giving. And it has a 3-phase wire in this motor. So that goes all the way down here and then back up here, and then it goes into this controller. And because it's a 3-phase wire, what that means is I can remove this controller, put any other controller in, like a far driver controller from like a Suron or something. And so I can plug in that far driver controller under that seat, just change out the wires, plug in the new Hall sensor, and plug in a new display and throttle, hook it up to the bike, and it would be just like Legos at that point. Connect all the batteries I already have right now, and I have a feeling that should make the bike go a bit faster. As long as I'm upgrading the controller, I think we should be good. But I also have a project in mind, and basically what I'm gonna do. I don't know if anybody watches Shreddy on YouTube. He's another e-bike content creator, but Shreddy Skates or whatever. He went to some electric bike convention where people were building their own e-bikes. And this, like, I've built, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you've seen that I've built, I think, one full bike, right? Where I've completely stripped down a bike to its frame and then put like new brakes, tires, rear hub motors, like everything onto the bike. Controllers, throttles, display, everything has been brand new. So I now have the experience of building a bike. But the one that I built was only, I still really like it. It's that modded G52. It's a 48 volt that can switch to 72 volt. And it slaps. But what I'm thinking is that if I'm getting that much performance from that modded G52 out of a shitty little controller that I just happened to try, I imagine hooking up a far driver controller is going to get me like the actual performance that I want. So I'm excited to try and make like a 60 mile per hour e-bike just on my own. And I think I can do it pretty easily with like a QS273 rear hub motor. The thing is that it costs so much for that type of stuff, and at that point, should I just go ahead and get the Onyx 80 volt RCR? You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm just yapping to a bunch of strangers right now while I drink my coffee. This is fine. What's going on? Let me see. What does that say? What's going on? I simply win. Let's see. Let's say I just purchased the. Oh, what is that? The DTTZH F6, and I was wondering if you have any tips on upgrading it. I actually don't know what that is. Hold on, I gotta look that up. DTTZH. Okay, all right. Well, I just looked up that bike. That I don't really know how to pronounce it, but the DTTZH F6. It looks like it's a 1,000 watt rear hub motor bike that goes about 25 miles an hour. I think that you're going to be rocking a 36 volt controller. You could probably upgrade the bike, but the thing is that I don't think that wheelbase is really that big. If you wanted to upgrade your bike, you're probably going to be looking at more in parts than it would be to just buy a new bike outright. For example, so like if you just wanted to upgrade the motor, right? Like even if you just wanted to upgrade that rear hub motor to get a stronger motor in it, I don't know, sorry, I'm word souping right now. You're gonna need a controller, and your controller is probably not gonna hook up to your throttle or your display or your brakes. So if you want to upgrade that bike from being 25 miles an hour max, you're going to need a controller that's running on something higher than 36 volts. So you're probably going to want to upgrade to either a 48 volt or a 72 volt, even a 60 volt. Then with that being said, you're going to want a rear hub motor that fits the dropout size of your bike. So that's how wide your wheelbase is in the back. There was 3 versions of it: 1,000 watt, 2,000 watt, and 5,000 watt. Let's see. All right. Oh yeah, you have a good one, Lyle. Let's see. Where is it? Well, which one did you get? I mean, honestly, for all 3 of them, it's going to be kind of the same situation. Whether you are at 36 volts or 48 volts, if you want to upgrade, you need to upgrade your battery, your controller, and your motor, right? Your peripherals would be stuff like your throttle and your display, which you do need to function, but like your main components are like the heart of the bike, which is the controller, the legs of the bike, which is the motor, and the brain of the bike, I guess. Well, I don't even know, man. The brain would be like the controller, I guess. I don't know, man. But you do need those things. The batteries would be like the heart of the bike, giving it juice or whatever. So I don't really know how to say it. You can buy those in a pair. You can buy them in a bundle if you want. Like you can go to like AliExpress and then look up rear hub motor bundles or something, and you can find like a 2, 3, 4, 5,000 watt rear hub motor, and you can find them paired with a throttle and display and whatnot. And then it's just up to you to get a battery that also goes on to that. And it's very easy because almost all of this stuff you can find just adapters to plug the wires into, like XT60 to XT90 or whatever. And then it's really up to you to swap out the wheel, swap out the controller, run the wires on the bike, and then find somewhere on the bike to put that new battery. That's how that would be. All right, let's see. All right, homie says, I bought the 2,000 watt one and it goes 40 miles an hour max. It's very nice. I'm having a slight problem with it and I've contacted the company and we're going over it now, but I watched one of your videos. Okay. It's just that's a brand that I'm not terribly familiar with. But now 2,000 watts going about 40 miles an hour max speed, that's not bad. You're pushing that motor around its max, which is, it's good. You're getting almost everything that you can out of that motor. I have on my G52, I have a 2,000 watt motor, but I have it modified to be switched between 48 volt and 72 volt. And I think that's because the controller that I'm using can go that high. So it's not frying anything. But with that being said, when I'm on my 48 volt mode on that 2,000 watt motor, I'll get maybe 35 miles an hour or so. Like I'm not getting 240 on it. But then whenever I switch it to 72 volt mode, like I can get like 45, 46, 47 miles an hour on that. Very odd how that stuff works. One day I'd really like to understand the inner workings of those rear hub motors so that I can make a more informed decision. But right now I'm really just kind of like, I don't know, taking a rear hub motor, attaching it to a bike, attaching it to a battery and a controller and a throttle, and spinning it and seeing how fast it goes without burning out. Like, I don't know, I'm doing bad science right now. Definitely not good science. I mean, I guess it's good science if people are learning, but I mean, it's not smart. Yeah, I feel you. I'm about 6'3", 180, 190. Doesn't always get to 40 unless, I'm going downhill, but I do reach 35 very easily. Yeah. Okay, so I'm around that same boat. Like I'm a bit of a smaller dude. I'm like 5'10", 5'9", whatever. and I'm about 160-ish, right? So I hover between like 160, 170. So I'm a little smaller than you, and I will get roughly the same results, right? 35 miles an hour pretty easily. If I'm going downhill, it'll get an extra 5 miles an hour or so. I mean, shit, dude. If I switch to 72 volt mode and I'm going downhill, I can hit over 50 miles an hour, which is great. You know, but it'll get to 45 just on like a flat road. I'm surprised at how much torque you can get out of those rear hub motors just by increasing the voltage in the controller combo. I don't know, man. It's really, really crazy to see how easy it is to make an electric vehicle that goes really quickly and it just like plugs into my wall to charge or something. Yeah. That's probably gonna be it for now. Go ahead and hop off. Thank you all for tuning in, and y'all have a good day, okay? Let's see, hold on. Watch your G52 video, and very close to buying it based off of your review. Around that time, I saw your videos doing a comparison, G52, and it is. Nah, the DTZH is, I think, better than the G52. The G52 was definitely, like, good just because of the frame being modifiable, but